Hey, my name is Jay and I'm a DM. And after the powerful explosion on the second floor of the Never Ember estate, um, two of our heroes were knocked out unconscious, and the hit brought back memories of the past. The fighter remembered that time he came in trouble with an Dragonborn noble because the Dragonborn was a bully, picking a fight with the poor man because but before the fighter finally was arrested and thrown in jail, after which the Zhentarim came and in exchange for the fighter's loyalty, the Zhentarim would make the criminal charges disappear. While the fighter was remembering this, our wizard remembered his first day at the Blackstaff Academy. That day he met his mentor for the first time, the new librarian at the institute. But he also discovered that the previous Blackstaff Samark dance school was killed in a wizard's duel in a faraway land, while he was looking for rumors about the mysterious long dead mage named Mountshoe. Okay, so that's what happened this session, and well, in short, my thoughts on this particular session are a bit complicated, because well, we shall see. During the session, at least we did have fun, I think. Even though I only had only a couple of hours to prepare, because one of my players he couldn't make it, unfortunately. So instead of cancelling the session or continuing without him, I thought it would be fun to have a flashback episode. I have for quite a while I thought it would be fun to have a flashback episode sometime. Mainly because I really like those episodes in TV shows and such. But yeah, for the D&D campaigns, it has always been a little bit of an idea in the back of my mind. But well, this time we tried it out, and yeah, it was mainly fun, but some complications we will talk about soon. The first one of my players asked if this session is canon compared to the rest of the campaign, and I think so. I don't really see any reason to it's just an illusion or whatever, a dream, because well, not really anything that is too much of a conflict with the campaign happened. So, but well, we can also keep it a little bit tongue-in-cheeky, half canon. Now let's talk about the session a little bit more in depth. It was more or less divided into two parts: the flashback of the fighter and the flashback of the wizard. And the first one is the easiest to talk about, and it's also the one that went the best. So let's start there. What I think was a good idea was picking an event in his backstory. In this case, two actually, and I combined them. In the fighter's backstory, there is a part about a Dragonborn noble that got him in prison. The fighter, that is, was thrown in prison because of this noble, and I thought let's use him. And also the fighter at some point after prison joined the Zhentarim, and I thought, why not combine the two? So yeah, I also thought it was a good idea, and I still think that the other player, the wizard, I let him play a gnome from the Zhentarim, the contact person of the fighter, because the fighter has the criminal background. I believe it gives him like a contact person in a criminal organization, and that's this guy, played by the wizard. And I did this because I thought else well otherwise the wizard would have to like for half a session do really nothing at all, so that's no fun. And I also think maybe like having an active role in the backstory of the fighter, maybe at least that's the hope. Maybe that connects, gives the wizard a little bit more of an interest in the fighter. And later on, also I did the same trick, by the way, vice versa, with the fighter playing a character in the backstory of the wizard for the same reasons, being to contribute and maybe connecting a little bit more. Don't know if it worked, but yeah. But this also comes, by the way, by the main issue of this backstory, at least, and in some point the next one. Well, my players did point out when the wizard was like playing this, put in the shoes of this Zhentarim guy, he didn't really know what to do at first, because, well, the player didn't know what's my motivation, what's my character trait, goals, etc. That sort of stuff. So I really should have started the scene with just a quick summary, like, well, you're this gnome, you work for the Zhentarim, and well, you're always looking out for new recruits, something like that, to immediately like give the player a little bit of a guidance to work off with, you know. Now let's talk about the wizard's backstory. That's a little bit more complicated, I think. And also now I realize I think I've made a very fundamental mistake in the art of storytelling, and I made it with well, at the very core of this this scene, shall we say. I am my entire my personal goal in this scene was to give away exposition to the players, and that's in movies and books, exposition is a terrible idea. Everyone, every writing advice, well, advises against exposition, and that's why, yeah, I made it. It's yeah, a great failure on my part, I think. And also I try to be clever with like how much I know about the lore of the world of Faerun and stuff, and that's you know, being smug. Maybe that is even worse than the exposition part I did, and that's and this problem is, I think, all the way through this scene, because yeah, we like step by step. Overall, it was a little bit of a dull scene, and that's yeah, we will go through it. Well, first off, the problem of exposition. I should have like tried to give the players, if I want to give information, I should have given it in the form of like intel, and you know, stuff the players actually want to know, are searching for, that sort of stuff. So maybe, for example, here the players are at the moment trying to figure out the Stone of Galore stuff, and Troll Skull Alley its history. So maybe I should have given that time here. Instead, I gave some smug exposition about his Samark dance school, him being the sixth Blackstaff at the academy, and so yeah, that's not at all useful information, but it made me think I was clever, and now I realize I was just being smug. So yeah, absolute terrible DMing on my part. But it even gets a little bit worse because where the backstory of the fighter, I did take two scenes from his written backstory and kind of combined them a little bit. But for the wizard, I didn't actually take any real scene from his backstory. I mean, the wizard does go to Blackstaff Academy, and so I did make it his first day. But yeah, everything is kind of just made up by me. So I don't think there was a real investment because, well, it was just made up. And I also really think it is a completely missed opportunity to make the wizard's backstory come alive, and also make the player playing the wizard feel rewarded for all the effort he put in writing the backstory. So what I really should have done was look through his backstory, see if I could find a cool scene or two to do stuff with, and use that scene to give some useful information if that was really the road I wanted to go on. Instead of spending an hour with my nonsense, making myself look smart, which doesn't work anyway. So yeah. Yeah. Finally, and this was pointed out by my two players after the session when we chatted, and so this scene wasn't very challenging, and there was also no real conflict, and yeah, also not really any adventure here. And that's yeah, again, I think again, because at the core I didn't build this as an adventure scene, while I should have. D&D is about adventure, not about exposition. I don't really know how to fix it. There was a suggestion to on another floor of the wizard tower, maybe some monster escaped from the laboratory or something. But I didn't really see this as a combat. That's a thing I definitely did not want, and not a combat. So that's not that was by design. Maybe it shouldn't have. I shouldn't have been so strict about it. But yeah, again, I wanted to give away information, but now I realize I was trying to give away non-useful information. So yeah, if I was I had thought about it before, I probably could have maybe done it in a more interesting way, maybe with a challenge somewhere. I myself thought this library is I did describe it like a maze, so maybe a survival check or something would be cool, and else you would get lost. But yeah, I think we should honestly should probably have done something completely different than this library, because it's not. I should have something that was a part of the wizard's backstory directly, not something I made up. As I said before. And yeah, also at its core, I also said it's not this was not meant as an adventure. It was meant as exposition, which was my greatest flaw, I think. Which also is, I think, brings us to the conclusion for today, and I think that's the takeaway immediately. Whenever I prep for a session, I should the base of that session should be the adventure, what's adventurous and stuff, and the rest of it, like information, other stuff, can all be built. Must be built on that foundation of the adventure. I also learned that having clear goals and motivation helps, and not just if you like give a player a new character to play for a while. But also if I as a DM play NPCs, it helps if they have clear motivation and stuff. And also I learned once again the hard way that good old life lesson: don't be smug. Don't be an orange girl hunt. Don't be a smug guy. Yeah, that's the lesson. Cheers.